Have you ever felt that there is something much bigger going on inside you, but you can't explain it? Have you ever experienced moments when the world seems to lose its meaning and an inner voice begins to guide you? Perhaps you're going through what many people call a spiritual awakening, but is this really what is happening to you? And more importantly, have you been chosen for this journey? There comes a time in life when we begin to question the world around us, to ask ourselves who we really are and what our purpose is. It's a feeling that can be confusing, lonely, and even frightening. It's as if everything that used to make sense starts to fall apart, and what's left is an incessant search for something greater, something that's beyond what the eye can see. Perhaps you're going through this right now. The things that used to give you pleasure no longer shine as brightly. Trivial conversations seem empty, and suddenly you feel a deep call, something you don't quite know how to describe, but which is there, insistent. But this call doesn't always come without pain. It can come disguised as a crisis, an existential emptiness, a loss, or even a feeling of being disconnected from everything around you. This pain can be the universe's way of awakening us to a greater truth. The path to spiritual awakening is not always easy, and most of the time it begins with discomfort, uncertainty, and a desire to change, but without knowing exactly where to go. If this sounds familiar to you, maybe, just maybe, you are going through a spiritual awakening. And what's even more important, you may have been chosen to walk this path. In this video, we'll explore what this awakening actually is and how you can spot the signs that you're in the midst of this spiritual transformation. But do you really know what spiritual awakening is? Spiritual awakening is much more than changing a belief or lifestyle. Imagine that the illusions that surround you are gradually being removed. It's as if you were cleaning a dirty window and starting to see the world clearly for the first time. Suddenly you realize that there is something far beyond matter, beyond daily worries. You feel that you are beginning a journey of self-knowledge, a search for truth, and a deeper connection with the divine. This awakening is, in essence, a change in the way you see reality. The social norms and expectations that once seemed so important begin to lose their value. Gradually, all of this becomes small in the face of the immensity of the spiritual universe that reveals itself to you. It's as if you're beginning to see what has always been in front of you, but which, until now, you couldn't see. These feelings you may be experiencing, disconnection from the world around you, the incessant search for a greater purpose, changes in your relationships, and increased sensitivity, are all powerful signs that something inside you is awakening. They may seem challenging at first glance, but they are indications that you are on the right path. But how can you be sure that this is really your awakening? How can you clearly identify that you are undergoing this transformation? The universe sends us signals, and these signals can be subtle or intense. Before I show you the main signs that indicate that you are going through this process of spiritual awakening, check down here if you are already subscribed to the channel. This is essential so that you don't miss out on any content that could be crucial in your journey of self-knowledge. These are some signs that indicate that you have begun the process of awakening. The feeling of disconnection from ordinary reality. Have you ever felt that the world around you no longer makes sense? Everyday conversations that once interested you now seem superficial. Routines that used to bring you security start to feel empty. Even pleasures and distractions lose their luster. This is one of the first signs of a spiritual awakening. What used to motivate you now seems meaningless. This disconnection, however uncomfortable, is a call from the universe, an invitation to look beyond appearances and start exploring new realities, not external, but internal. The more you resist this call, the more intense this sensation becomes. Imagine being on a boat, sailing through familiar waters. Suddenly you are swept into an unknown, deep and mysterious sea. This sea is your inner journey. Although it may seem daunting at first, it is there that you discover new truths about yourself. Spiritual awakening invites you to dive deep into your essence, and this disconnection is the first step on this transformative journey. The search for purpose and meaning. With spiritual awakening comes a restlessness that cannot be ignored. The material goals and achievements that used to motivate you start to feel empty. You feel an emptiness, an urgent need to find a greater purpose, something that goes beyond the superficial. This feeling is a clear sign that your soul is looking for more depth, something that resonates with the truth of your being. Imagine a traveler who, upon reaching the top of a mountain, perceives a new horizon, vast and unexplored. This is how you feel at that moment. What once seemed to be the end now turns out to be just the beginning of a much longer journey. This search for meaning is proof that your awakening has begun, guiding you toward a deeper, more authentic truth. Change in relationships. During awakening, the relationships around you also begin to change. People who used to be part of your life may move away, not because something has gone wrong, but because your energy is changing and no longer aligns with theirs. At the same time, new connections begin to emerge. These new people are in tune with your new spiritual vibration. Awakening creates space for deeper, more authentic connections, aligned with your journey. If you feel like you're losing old friendships, understand that this is a natural adjustment process. Increased sensitivity. Your perception begins to change. You become more sensitive to the energies around you. You may begin to perceive other people's feelings and emotions even before they express them. In addition, your intuition may intensify. You become more aware of the subtleties of the universe, aligned with a new frequency. This increased sensitivity is a reflection of your spiritual awakening, a deeper connection with the invisible. Existential crises and deep questioning. Existential crisis is often the most striking sign of spiritual awakening. It can come as a feeling that your life is collapsing, as if everything that once sustained you is falling apart. Certainties disappear, and what once seemed solid begins to crumble. This moment, although painful, is essential for the awakening process, because what is crumbling are the illusions and false truths that have shaped your perception until now. This destruction is necessary to prepare the ground for something new. The illusions that previously offered a false sense of security need to be removed so that a deeper understanding can emerge. The collapse is not the end, but the beginning of a profound transformation. It is in the midst of this chaos that you begin to see the truth more clearly, as old internal structures give way to a new vision of life. Existential crisis, however intense, is the prelude to a spiritual rebirth. In chaos, the soul finds the opportunity to purify itself, allowing you to reconnect with your deepest essence. It is the starting point for a more authentic and meaningful journey, where true clarity begins to blossom within you. Have you experienced any of these signs in your life? Share your experience with others in the comments. This is very important to generate a connection on the same spiritual frequency. But now, the big question. How do you know if you are one of the chosen ones to go through this spiritual awakening? The truth is that, on some level, we all are. Spiritual awakening is not something reserved for a select group of people. We all have this capacity for awakening within us. However, there are those who are called more intensely, who feel this call with such clear force that it is impossible to ignore. Think of it like the ringing of a bell. For some, the bell sounds softly, almost like a whisper, and they can choose to carry on with life as usual. But for others, the bell rings so loudly and clearly that they have no choice but to listen. And if you're here, listening to these words, that's already a sign. There is something inside you that is searching for more, something that senses that life is much more than appearances. This desire, this curiosity, is the first sign that your awakening has begun. Being chosen is not about being special in an exclusive way. It means being open to change, to transformation. It means recognizing that your life is not a series of random events but a journey, a mission of spiritual evolution. You are here for a greater purpose, and awakening is the first step toward discovering that purpose. Accepting this call is accepting that there is so much more for you to explore, learn, and grow, and that this journey, despite the challenges, will be one of the most transformative experiences of your life. If you identify with these signs, know that spiritual awakening is a unique and transformative journey. Don't worry about understanding everything at once. Awakening is a gradual process, and each step you take brings you closer to your true essence. Remember, you are not alone. Many around the world are going through the same process, and each awakening is an important part of humanity's collective transformation. Now, I invite you to continue your search. Meditate, reflect, and look within for the answers that are already there. Spiritual awakening is just the beginning of an incredible journey. If you're going through it, accept the call. Your path has already begun. If this video has touched something inside you, like it, share it with those who may need to hear this message, and subscribe to the channel. Together, let's continue exploring spirituality and self-knowledge.